guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are, it looks like we have a guest. Let's go see who it is. Hey.
Are you ready for me?
Yep, come on in.
Okay. Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Okay, with the first question, I know POTS isn't a well-known disease, so can you tell us exactly what it is, please?
Basically, POTS is a form of dysautonomia, and it stands for postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And basically the best way that I can explain POTS is it's a whole bunch of just different symptoms and triggers that actually causes you to pass out. And the whole reason that you pass out is because we can't control blood flow. So all of our blood sinks to our feet, and then it isn't up like in our upper body where we need it to help like pump our heart and stuff like that. So our heart is working overtime, so then we pass out.
Okay, question 2. How were you diagnosed with POTS, and was it easy to be diagnosed?
It was not easy to be diagnosed. It took actually years for us to get my diagnosis, and I was diagnosed through a tilt table test, which is basically where they lay you down and strap you in, and then they pump you full of adrenaline, and then they stand you up for a few minutes, I think it's like 45 minutes, and then to see how much you pass out, if you pass out, and I passed out within 2 minutes.
Okay, question 3. What are some tips and tricks that you have learned from dealing with POTS?
I have a lot of tips and tricks, and I'm not going to list all of them, but the main one that I have is to not stand for too long. Like, find any way to do everything with sitting down, because for me, I pass out within 3 to 8 minutes of standing. A few things that I do while sitting down is I make my bed sitting down, I cook, I pull up a chair next to the stove and I cook sitting down. I use a shower seat when I need it in the shower. One of my worst symptoms of POTS is called temperature deregulation, and basically is what that is when you get hot or cold, it affects your POTS worse. So for me, when I get too hot, it's a trigger and I pass out. And it's like for my friend Madison, when she gets too cold, that's when her symptoms are worse. And to help with me from getting too hot is I actually sleep with 2 fans and an air conditioner, so that way, and it also helps with my insomnia, because with insomnia I have night sweats, and it just helps a lot with keeping me cooled down. Another thing that actually helps with me is my Apple Watch. So when anybody with POTS passes out, their heart rate will go through the roof, and for me, to compensate for that, my blood pressure will bottom out. So when my heart rate starts rising rapidly, I have my Apple Watch to notify me when it gets 150 and above. And that's telling me, hey, sit down, get your heart rate under control before finishing what you was doing. And then another thing that really helps with my POTS, and it's something that the doctors told me, was like, hey, you need to wear compression socks. I hate compression socks. For all you ladies out there, wear compression leggings. It's a lifesaver.
Okay, question 4. How has POTS changed your life?
POTS has actually changed my life so much. And I don't even like calling it a disease. I'm more like calling it a blessing, because if it wasn't for POTS, my relationship with God wouldn't be as strong as it is now. And because before I would always put God on kind of on the back burner, but since getting POTS, it's taught me that I have to be dependent not only on my mom, but on God as well. And it's really hard for me because I'm such an independent person, but learning that dependence has been so important, because I mean, really there's no better time to get closer with God and read your Bible than when you're bedridden for 6 months. And also, if it wasn't for POTS, then I wouldn't have the people that I have in my life now.
Okay, with question 5, what is some advice that you have to help others with POTS?
I have 2 pieces of advice that is like the main things that has helped get me through. The first piece of advice I have is from this amazing lady, Crystal, who also has POTS. And she told me that it's okay that you're going to have good days and bad days. And for me, when I first got diagnosed, it was really hard, because I would have so many good days and I would be able to clean and cook and do all of this stuff, but then I would have a week or 2 of bad days, and it was just really hard for me to accept that I needed help from other people. And when she told me that, it just really helped get like my mindset right of, hey, it's okay that you have this disability. The second piece of advice I have is not really advice, but more of just kind of, I guess, a warning of there will be people in your life that won't believe that you're actually sick. That was the hardest part for me because a lot of my family didn't actually believe that I had this disability, that I was sick, because they would always see the good days that I had, because that's the days that I was actually able to do stuff. And then because I said, hey, I can't do this because I passed out, or because I can't feel my arms or legs, or whatever it was, they wouldn't believe that I was actually having those problems. They thought I was just making it up so I could be lazy, and so I didn't have to work, even though that's completely not the case. But also, that's been kind of a blessing for me, because those people who don't believe me, really, if they cared enough about me and loved me enough, they would be there for me and they would be there supporting me. So I say it's a blessing because it's really shown me the people that actually need to be in my life. Alrighty, well, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. And if you have any questions about POTS, feel free to comment below or DM me on Instagram. And I'll see you guys next time.
Okay.
Let's watch this train wreck.
Oh, you